I'm Michael Pinter of Pinter Instruments, and I'm here with my friend Rosh Roslin, and we're going to demonstrate, or he's going to demonstrate rather, the SB1S guitar, the sport model. Rosh is a working full-time musician, and he has worked with such greats as Andy Grammer, Steve Vai, Def Leppard, and Dweezil Zappa. And I know that, Rosh, you've had this guitar for a few days, so I'm just going to turn it over to you.
Hi, I'm Rosh, and I'm here with the Pinter Instruments SB1 Sport model. It's a really great guitar. I've really enjoyed playing it the last couple days. One of the first things I look for in a guitar is really how it feels. Like, one of the things that I'm always looking for is something that's really comfortable to play, something that you can feel comfortable playing chords, as well as playing up and down the neck comfortably. So one of the great things about this guitar is it has a compound radius neck. So down here when you're playing, in the lower part of the neck, chording is really great. With a compound radius, you don't get fatigued playing any type of chords, especially, shapes that are a little harder to play, that require wider stretches. And as you come up the neck, the cool thing is that the neck and the radius flatten out a little bit so that you can play some of your lead guitar lines. And nothing frets out. And you'll find that as you get higher up the neck, as the fretboard and the neck get flatter, it allows you a lot more freedom and access to the upper part of the neck, as you can see with this cutout right here. So as you approach the higher part of the neck, it just conforms to your hands a lot better. So the neck actually is pau ferro, which is a great wood. It's a really great tone wood. What happens is that it has kind of the feel of rosewood, but it's actually known more for its brilliance. It feels really comfortable. Your hands don't get snagged going up and down the neck, especially with these jumbo frets. You'll find that on other types of necks, especially rosewood necks, you'll find that your hands start getting locked up. They become more of a speed bump rather than something that becomes really smooth and allows you to go access all the way from the 1st fret all the way to the 24th fret up here. The other thing that I always look for in a guitar is tone. I mean, obviously the guitar has to sound good. And what you'll find is, because it uses an alder body, it has a very wide range. It goes really low, deep in the bass, but you can extend all the way to the highs. One of the cool things is that with an alder body, you'll notice the sparkle that happens on top as you play, but you also notice the deep and rich bass at the bottom part of the guitar. It's really great for musicians, especially working musicians like myself. What you'll find is that sometimes you need to cover a wide variety of the sonic spectrum. You'll notice that sometimes if you're playing with just a trio, guitar, bass, and drums, the guitar has to fill up so much of the sonic spectrum that you need a guitar that can cover very, very low in the frequency range as well as very high in the frequency range, but without being too mid-rangey, too honky in the mid-range. That's one of the things that I always go for in a guitar. I definitely come from a short scale guitar perspective, and the cool thing is that this guitar has a short scale on it. So a lot of the guitar feels really comfortable up and down the neck. When you go for big bends, you'll find that with a short scale, you don't have to really fight the neck down here. The other thing is doing, a lot of pedal steel type bends. You'll find that it feels really comfortable back here, and it's all about the comfort for this guitar. And also, because of using alder and pau ferro, it's really lightweight. So doing, 3 or 4 sets, playing for 3 or 4 hours at a time, it won't fatigue your back, it won't fatigue your shoulders, and it feels really comfortable. It sits very balanced, whether you're sitting down or standing up. Included with the tone of the wood, one of my favorite features is actually the pickup. It's very simple to use. You notice that there isn't a second pickup. There's no pickup selector, it's just one. That's why they call it the sport model. So the cool thing about that is that it's a really high output Lyom pickup. And what it really does is it's so clear on clean chords. And you can have really rich voicings. But at the same time, it doesn't make the amp compress. It doesn't make the amp squish. It doesn't really become too dark or muddy. And I noticed that about a lot of high output pickups. What you'll find is that when you play clean, it just gets so dark and compressed, and it doesn't really have the sparkle that a guitar like this has. And yet, when you switch to maybe a higher gain sound, if you use a high output pickup guitar, you'll find that the distorted sounds and the high gain sounds sound really good, but when you start trying to roll off the volume and get maybe an in-between sound or something that's clean, you'll notice that a high output pickup really doesn't clean up very well. But this pickup actually does very, very well. So if you start with a high gain sound like this, as you roll it down, cleans up really well. And if you go to even higher gain sounds, when you roll back the volume, it still cleans up really well. So it gives you a wide variety of sounds, even though you would think that a two pickup guitar can give you a wide variety of sounds. When you manipulate the volume and the control knobs, what's going to happen, or the tone control rather, you'll find that you can get a rich variety of sounds. The other thing that I notice about a lot of high gain, high output pickups is that there's no clarity once you start getting into high gain sounds, but this pickup actually does that really well. So you'll notice that when you play chord voicings like power chords with a high output pickup, you'll notice that it sounds really good, but as you start adding more notes in the voicing, you start to get really muddy and just kind of, you know, it sounds woofy. But a pickup like this sounds really great. So when you play a voicing, something with maybe a little bit more intervals, you can really hear all the intervals in the chord. And I always look for that when I'm playing with a high output pickup. High output pickups feel really great under your fingers, but there's always this muddiness. And this Lyom pickup really strikes the perfect balance between clarity and output. So with the high output pickup, the cool thing is that when you're playing a lot of lead guitar stuff, it feels really great on your fingers. And the other thing that's really great is it has a lot of really great response, and when you play maybe something that you don't pick as much, it really sustains really well, and it just feels great under your fingers. So this is such a great guitar for all you working musicians out there. Something that feels really great, is really lightweight, resonates so well on the body, and it just is one of those kind of guitars that you can get a lot out of something very simple. You don't have to worry about all pickup selection. You don't have to worry about tone pots and tone knobs and everything like that. It's just definitely a plug-and-play guitar that sounds great right out of the box. Some of the other features that this guitar has is, of course, it's got a whammy bar that goes in both directions. So you can dive bomb or you can pull up. It's got locking tuners as well as a straight pull from the saddles all the way to the tuning pegs. What you'll notice is with a straight pull, you get a lot of sustain. You get very even tension on the bar pulling up and down. You'll notice that it stays in tune really well. and one of those things. The other thing that I really dig about the guitar, of course, is the finish. It matches my shirt, but it's a ballpoint blue finish, but it comes in 3 other finishes that you can order through Pinter Guitars as well. What else can I say about this guitar? I mean, it's awesome. So this is Rosh for Pinter Guitars, and this is the SB1 Sport.
Thank you, Rosh. That was great. I can't think of anything really to add. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to catch our website, Signing Out for Pinter Instruments.